everybody, my name is Kelsey Taylor. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I am super excited about today. We are going to be talking about all things autumnal. In this video, I'm going to be going through a list of movies, book recommendations, activities, all things that will get you into the autumn spirit. I want to start off with locations. So if you live in London, I'm going to recommend some beautiful autumnal locations to see while you're here. So here are some UK locations to visit if you're coming to the UK for autumn and you want to see some beautiful autumnal locations. The first one is going to be Highgate Cemetery. So I was there a couple of weeks ago and it is absolutely beautiful. The gravestones. Tickets are £10 at the door. I would say it's worth going at least once. The next location is Abney Park. So this is located near Stoke Newington area and I go there so many times. I have been to this cemetery. I can't tell you how many times I've been there, but it's absolutely one of my keen favorites, and it's also nearby to where Edgar Allan Poe lived. So he lived in this manor house for a couple of years when he came from Virginia to live in London. So that just makes the area all the more iconic reason to visit. You can read an Edgar Allan Poe story in the cemetery. Next, I would visit the Cayenne's Mews. So this is a very nice, more so a picturesque area for Instagram pictures. Next is going to be London Park. So either that can be Richmond Park, Regent's Park, Hyde Park. All these beautiful parks I highly recommend. They are so beautiful and the leaves just falling on the ground during the season just makes it all the more worth. Listen to some autumnal music, like a soundtrack of one of your favorite films, and walk through the parks. It's such a beautiful experience. Next is going to be Kensington Palace. Now I almost visited this place, but I just walked around the outside of the area, but what I've seen of it so far is absolutely amazing. So this one I highly recommend as well. Now the next place I have is St. Dunstan in the east. This location is stunning. I have done so many photo shoots here as well, and I highly recommend the area. It is so beautiful and it just gives you like that vibe of you're far out in the forest. Even though you're literally in central London, it gives you that feeling of being outside, lost in a forest somewhere. Kind of gives like Rapunzel fairy tale vibes. So if you're into that, I highly recommend this place to go visit. Next place would be bookstores. Bookstores in London. There's nothing better than that. I highly recommend Daunt Books, Foyles, Waterstones, secondhand bookshops like Scoob Books, and just getting a cozy Starbucks drink and browsing through one of your favorite genres in the bookstore. It's such a vibe and I highly recommend. Next, we're going to go through movies to watch in the autumnal season. So one of my newest favorite films that I've watched this season is Beetlejuice, and I absolutely loved it. So if you haven't watched that movie before, I highly recommend. It is so funny. I loved it so much. It's really like crazy wacky, but I really enjoyed it at the end. And I also saw the new film and went to the premiere in London, which was super fun. It's funny because like I've never watched that movie once, and I can't believe I've never watched it before because it's so funny. It's like so iconic. I would have loved that movie as a teenager, but maybe I would have gotten too scared. I don't know. But I've also met Tim Burton at the premiere. The next movie is Hocus Pocus 1 and 2. This is such a great series. I absolutely love this one. I watch it every Halloween. And I just had a great time watching it last year with my twin sister. We watched it together in the living room and it was so fun. I believe that the second one came out last year as well, so it's rather new. The next one is Edward Scissorhands. Pretty much any Tim Burton film will get you very much into the autumnal feels. Old cartoons like Scooby-Doo, Tom and Jerry that are Halloween based. highly recommend. Old-fashioned cartoons are super cozy to watch. Next would be the Wednesday Addams series. So if you haven't seen this, which I'm sure most of you have seen this already, but they're coming out with season 2, which I'm super excited about. But obviously this is a must for the autumnal season. One thing that I really like about it is that it showcases Transylvania, which is pretty cool because it's one of my favorite places. Speaking of Transylvania, the next one is Hotel Transylvania, which I absolutely love this film. So I believe there's 3 or 4, I think there's 4 of these films, and you can just do an absolute binge of watching these films on the weekends. It's so funny. I highly recommend. If you've never seen them before, you will absolutely love this, and this is a staple must every Halloween season. Muppet Haunted Mansion is also a very funny one. Not my favorite, but it's pretty good. Maleficent, pretty much any villain Disney movie is great to watch. Also, another movie that I highly recommend is, it's called Monsterville Cabinet of Souls. I've watched this one in like 2018, and it's crazy. It's a silly teenage movie, and also a movie that I just watched is Sleepy Hollow, that stars Johnny Depp, and oh my god, it is so amazing. I can't believe I haven't watched it previously. TV shows that I haven't seen is Chilling Adventures of Sabrina and Gilmore Girls. I haven't seen these, but I've heard they're a must see. So one of these days I'm going to sit down and watch. Next is chilling activities to do in the autumnal season. Now this is going to be really fun. First, I think a fall picnic is beautiful. Just make some lovely homemade food. They do this in the US, but it's called a boo basket. Whether it's pumpkin socks, candy, or a candle that smells like pumpkin spice latte. Also, apple picking is something that I'm super excited to do for the first time in forever. I've done it once when I was like 9 years old, but I want to do it again this year. So pumpkin picking, going to a pumpkin patch that's nearby you. There's a couple nearby here. And also going to apple picking is also another must to do. And of course, the iconic buying candles, going to a store like TJ Maxx, Home Sense, or if you're in the US, go to Target, Home Goods, or Walmart, and buy candles and autumnal decor and fill your home with pumpkins, with earthy tone colors like orange, emerald green, purple, sage. And also another fun thing to do for activities in London is to go to a Broadway show. So whether that is like Phantom of the Opera, or I'll list a few of the other ones, but I think it's such a magical way to just dress up and go out for a Broadway night out. It's so much fun. I've seen Phantom twice. I went to see Frozen, and I just highly recommend. It's a great activity to do. There's quite a few shows that are ending, sadly, like Hello Dolly, and then Kiss Me Kate is ending in London. I was gonna go see those, but I don't think I will. But yeah, and they're also a reasonable price as well. Like a lot of the shows can be like as low as £25. The MJ show is one that's on my list that I really want to go see. Next is to go thrift shopping for cardigans, and this is such a fun thing to do, kind of like a treasure hunt, and it's so fun to do. The next autumnal activity to do is to wear cozy clothes, like dress up. Go to Pinterest if you need inspiration, and everything that you see, if you see like red tights, loafers, oversized brown baggy sweater, go out in the thrift shops and try to replicate that same outfit. Either you're going for like 90s witchy vibes, or if you're just going for something simplistic and modern or vintage, you can pretty much find any style in the thrift shops. I think it's October 31st or the 29th or something, but they do the MJ Michael Jackson Thriller dance at the same time all over the world, and everybody dresses up like ghosts, goblins, ghouls, and does the thriller dance, and it's so fun, and I'm gonna find the location to do it again this year. And another location that I have for you to visit if you're in London during the autumnal season is Jack the Ripper walking tour. They also have a museum for that if you're interested. Also Whitby, it's way up in Scotland. It's a castle. They say inspired Bram Stoker to write the novel. So that's a must. And they also have Goth Weekend, which is so cool. There's also this other castle, I think it's called Citadel or something. I'll put up the name up here because I can't remember it. But it's another castle that inspired Bram Stoker. It's this one room that he talks about actually in his novel, the Octagon Room. Now lastly, I'm going to do a quick Q&A. So I wrote down some questions here to answer. So my favorite autumnal drink is a skinny white Frappuccino no whip. Favorite Halloween candy? It's not really a Halloween candy, but I've been absolutely loving these raspberry licorice candies. They're so good. I believe they come from Australia, but I've just been devouring these recently and they're so good. If you can go trick-or-treating in any fictional world, where would that be? Oh, that's such a fun question. For me, it would definitely be Hotel Transylvania because I think that world is such a fun place to be. Lastly, I'm going to recommend you some autumnal reads. So I think some great books to read this season is obviously Bram Stoker's novel Dracula. And then the next is The Secret History. That is a fantastic book to read. A Lesson in Vengeance by Victoria Lee. The Historian Shirley Devious series is quite good. I've only read the first book, but I'm planning to read the other one sometime. And of course, Frankenstein by Mary Shelley is a must read. The Secret Society of Irregular Riches is another book that I want to read. I've heard so many people talk about it that it's super fun and cozy. But that's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed this recommendation starter pack to start your autumn season. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. And you can follow me at Kelsey's Corner 98. And I love you all so much.